Hey, 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 welcome back to Two Wacky Teacher Entrepreneurs. Tell all. I'm Jess, one of the hosts, and I'm sitting here with my buddy Amanda. She's currently moving out of her house, but also somehow sitting in a magical fairy butterfly field. You'd be able to see it if you were watching us on YouTube, but if you can't, you're just gonna have to imagine it in your head. Today, I thought it'd be fun. I heard about some teacher entrepreneurs that were making tons of money. And so I just wanted to dish about it with Amanda. I have some screenshots in my phone and just run some ideas by all the listeners because I know that's the one thing that people want to do that are listening to this show. You probably want to make some money. So maybe I can throw some ideas out at you and you might like some of them. Let's go. And welcome back to the show. So, Amanda, I spend a long time on Facebook scrolling, and I know you kind of hate Facebook. Like you're not a scroller on Facebook, although I do know you're selling a lot of furniture on there because I see it all the time. But anyway, I scroll on Facebook and I'm part of a bunch of internet groups. The biggest one is called the Wallflowers. That's the biggest teacher entrepreneur group about teachers pay teacher sellers, and there are 5,800 members on Wallflowers. We call it Wallies for short, and for short. And I'm always scrolling on there to see what's going on in the teacher entrepreneur world. And some of my buddies are full-time TPT sellers, so they're on there like constantly. And every time there's something big that happens, they're screenshotting it and sending it to me. So there was a couple things that came across my feed this week. I thought I'd throw them out to you. And it's something that we actually tried with our course because we have a course that you can buy on our website. And we tried doing some things on this platform, but we weren't so lucky with it. But I do think some of it was like I was not very involved. Amanda was just doing everything by herself, which sometimes happens. Anyway, I heard about a couple different cases of teacher entrepreneurs making tons of money through TikTok and not really creating fancy things with transitions and movie-like effects. They were just simple, like, hey, check this out. I think this is really cool. One of them this week, Amanda, do you want to hear about them? Are you ready?
Yeah, and I just want to say when we tried to use TikTok for wacky teacherpreneurs, this was like when we first started a few years ago. And I think I tried it for a few weeks and then gave up because social media, it's so time consuming. But if I can, I don't know. Let's tell me about what this lady is posting and yeah, let me know what's this about? Tell me.
Well, she just posted about her products. Like she posts a lot of people post about being a teacher and then they throw products into the mix, right? And the old rule of thumb used to be 80% content that's like entertaining, 20% of the content should be things that you might want to sell. So say you're posting Monday through Friday about your teaching job or what you do for fun, Monday through Thursday would be like the fun content to rope people in. And Friday, you have something like a little salesy to throw in there, right? And I don't know. I honestly did not go to this person's TikTok, but they were screenshotting a bunch from it and they screenshotted their sales. And they said, I just made this TikTok this morning, and it was about a product that was test taking strategies, but sort of an edgy overview on that, like an edgy take on it. It was like hacking all your tests so you get perfect scores or something like that. It had a really silly, like almost viral name,
Hmm.
but the cover, I mean, to me personally, the cover art did look kind of dated and old. So I was like, wow, I can't believe that they've gone viral. And so they basically said they went viral. They posted this video. They're just like, hey, if you need to help your students pass their yearly exams, pick up my hack book on Teachers Pay Teachers. They can get all the hacks for how to do better on their tests. It's a hack book. And I'd never really heard like test taking strategies. I hadn't really heard too much about them being hack. hacking, and they had like this little person on the cover, like they were hacking into a website, sort of. And I thought that was kind of clever, and maybe that's why it went viral. But it was really simple idea. They're just like, yeah, test taking strategies. A lot of people have products for test prep. I think I even have a product for test prep for fifth and sixth grade math tests, just randomly things I found that worked, a yearly spiral review of math questions, right? So I think a lot of people have test prep stuff in their stores, and I never really thought about talking about it on TikTok. So it's a lot of the strategies in my test prep pack are things that worked in the classroom, things that I found to be successful, different, things based on trainings I had and research I did and working with my own students. So anyway, her product went viral, and she posted like in an hour, she had made like $250. She's like, normally I make $15 a day on this product. Today, I've only been awake for an hour and I've already made $250. And I think it's because I made a TikTok about it. And I just wanted to share that with you and see what you think.
Well, didn't you say she was making 200 an hour? Like every
Yeah.
hour she was making
Well, she
200?
didn't post all of it, but she said that the sales continued further in the comments, right? So I was just like, that's like $200 an hour. Like what? You've only been awake for an hour? And so I mean, I don't know. Maybe she made $1,000, or I don't know how much she made. She never came back and reported her total, but still, like you normally make 15, even if her sales stopped and she only made $200, that's pretty great. I remember I've only had one day where I made like maybe like $300 one day. And I remember it so clearly. And I was doing a gimmick. I was doing a Super Bowl game with these big influencers, and we all had a product that we put half price during halftime, half price halftime sale. This is a very common little shtick that TPT sellers do, but I think I was just in the right group with the right four people. And I made like in that half an hour, I made like $300. I
Cool.
couldn't believe it. It was like the best day of my life.
Yeah, that's such a great idea too. Okay, so what I'm thinking is shiny object syndrome. Sorry, shiny object. Oh, Amanda, do you really want to get on TikTok now? Like after all these years, do you really want to go and try that just because this one person had one product go viral and made $200?
Well,
Well, let
what
me
I,
finish. Let me finish.
okay.
So I just want to say, like, when all the people who are listening right now, it's almost like we're like, everyone get on TikTok now because look, you can make so much money. I really think that there's so many factors that like contribute to someone making a ton of money on a platform. And I just have been doing this for so long that I'm like, that's so cool for that person. Like, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for teacherpreneurs to make as much money as they could ever dream of. Like, I just want to celebrate that person. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm really happy when this happens for teacherpreneurs. Like, and I'm happy that there are millionaire teacherpreneurs. That makes me, I'm, God, fuck yeah. Like, let's do this, people. But like, I don't know. I don't want to jump on some bandwagon just because of like, and it's not it is kind of a bandwagon. I don't know. You've heard of this term or phrase, attention economy, right? We're in an attention economy, and there's so much out there like vying for people's attention. And sometimes you just get lucky and you're like in the right place at the right time with the right product and the right people are seeing it. And it's like, I think the way that you can make something like that happen for you is by being consistent with what you're good at. And this person's probably good at doing TikTok and it maybe has been, I don't know, how long have they been doing it? I need more info about this situation, right? How many years have they been on TikTok? How many followers do they have? Like, how long have they been doing this? Because I feel like a lot of times we find out about these viral things and it's like there's so much that happened before they went viral. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, those are all my thoughts.
Are you done now?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I think that I've kind of come to this like because I was doing a lot on social media in like 2015 and 16 and I was going viral, but those platforms don't even exist anymore. So I was very against like when TikTok, it went from Musically, it used to be called
Yeah.
Musically like over 10 years ago. I was on there because I taught eighth grade and all my eighth graders were on there. And then it changed to TikTok and I just thought, oh, this is going to be a fad. This isn't gonna last very long. Like it's gonna be like Vine. But now TikTok has been a major player for at least 6 years, like since 2020, it's been a cornerstone to people's lives. And I just think, like, at what point does something cross over from, oh, this is the next shiny new thing, to like, this is a permanent thing in our lives. It's worth the investment. Like, I would say YouTube is a permanent thing in people's lives now. YouTube is not going anywhere. Like, YouTube is there to stay, and it's a decent thing to invest your time in. Everyone I know over the last 10 years who has invested their time on building a YouTube channel have been very successful and happy and been offered a lot of opportunities because of the time they've spent on their YouTube channels. I'm not saying it's for everyone. Like I think I agree with you that you have to go for the things that you like doing, but I also think like seeing our products in just a different light is important. Like I'm kind of bringing this up too because I mean, this lady put a spin on test prep stuff as being like computer hacker, like secret evil genius stuff, right? And maybe it's just like whether you like email marketing or TikTok or Instagram. I mean, you gotta get your stuff out somehow. Like if you just sit and do nothing, you're not gonna make any sales. You need one avenue. Like whatever the avenue is, if what you've been doing isn't working, I think it's just like thinking about your product in a more creative way. Like, how can you spin this? And I mean, that's kind of where AI comes in too. I mean, you could be putting some of those old product titles into AI and being like, how can I make this a trend or go viral? Like, what are your ideas for that? I mean, I'm not saying I do think it's like spinning a roulette wheel, but if you spin it enough times, you're gonna land on the right number. And I have been watching one of my buddies. She's very consistent. She puts out like constant videos and she's been very consistent in her business. And sometimes she has these like I've watched her go viral now probably 3 or 4 times, and she's not doing anything revolutionary. She's just being consistent on Instagram and TikTok with these short little videos. And sometimes the videos are attached to one of her products. So then she makes a ton of money from it. And it's just something to think about because I mean, everybody has something different. Like me and you like podcasting, right? And it's all about being consistent, but also like learning, like being open-minded to revamping, things that, just might need a new spin.
Yeah, yeah. I just think so many things are changing and so many people are turning away from even YouTube. And like there's all these litigation like cases, people are being sued, like Facebook and Instagram, and like there's all these like ongoing cases, about all of and there's just so much changing with AI. It's hard to know what to stick with, because I really do think things are changing so fast that it's making my head spin. And I think we're going to talk about a really neat article that you found about what we can do, and how we can kind of like ground into like something. Well, I don't want to reveal too much because that's for another episode, but just like grounding, because to me, I don't know, I'm so anti-social media. I'm sorry, Jess. I'm just like, I'm not starting a TikTok, I'm not starting an Instagram, like no, no, no. But maybe that is hurting me. But also I think promoting act like products, that is something that I don't do very much, and I think that's hurting me as well. So I'm just being honest here because this is two wacky teacherpreneurs tell all. And maybe the listener, whoever you are, or if you're watching YouTube, you can relate to what I'm talking about. So like I do think that my closed off attitude sometimes does diminish my opportunities. I'll give you that.
Yeah, and I mean, we both have two different approaches to our businesses and
Yeah,
like the things, how we spend our time. It's like Amanda's always been more into building a website, blogging, email list marketing. You had your whole
podcasting.
yeah, podcasting. We both have that in common. And then of course you had your membership and but a lot of your opportunities probably came from your blog, which I mean now like people are like saying their blogs are just being obliterated by AI because there's just like a billion AI blogs out there. So for me, I'm like always been on social media more than Amanda. Like I don't invest much in my blog. I got mad and deleted it. I have so many websites. I've deleted them all. I've never started an email list. Everything I do is on social media. So we're definitely coming at it from two different perspectives where we probably make about the same amount of money a year, a lot of years that we've been doing this. Except I know you made a lot more when you were doing it kind of full time and you were doing your membership and your big courses and your webinars and stuff like that. But I mean, we both have learned to make money in two different kind of areas of life. So obviously, I'm always going to be bringing in social media, stuff, while Amanda brings in more, I think, email marketing, more traditional things that actually work very well for all businesses.
Yes. And I think that's why we make a good team. We should wrap it up. Let me see if
Yes.
it'll do
Oh, but
this.
wait, can I tell you one more last little thing?
Sure.
I just want you to think about this. So there's a lady, and I heard about this also on Wally's. No, I heard about it on Reddit. Oh yeah, it was a juicy Reddit thread about teacher entrepreneurs. So this lady does not sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. She just has a TikTok, and she
Mm.
started teaching marketing classes at a university kind of around you. It's in the Bay Area. And somebody went to her marketing class and she revealed to them how much money she makes on TikTok. She's a teacher. That's all she does. She just talks about teaching on TikTok. That's it.
Well,
And she's made in 3 years, she told her students in class that she's made $900,000 in 3 years on TikTok just by basically sometimes she posts 4 or 5 times a day, every little
mm,
stupid aspect of her life. And she's
wow.
really famous. Her name is like Miss Johnson's Teaching or something. But yeah, she wakes up, she's brushing her teeth, she's
Mm,
filming herself. Yeah, she's
cool.
getting ready. But I mean, I noticed she inserts these little ads throughout the day, right? Like she has this power drink. I'm sure the power drink people are paying her to do that. Protein powder, I'm sure they're paying her. And like she gets so many brand deals, but she's so sneaky about it because she films her whole day that you don't even realize you're consuming these commercials. You're just like, what? She's like, she's like those old movies about people being filmed 24/7 and they didn't know it, right? Do you remember those? I don't know. Anyway, that's what it's like. I wanted to let you know that that there are other kinds of teacher entrepreneurs out there that are making money off of TPT and they've just found weird ways of doing it. And I know that you wouldn't want to film yourself 24/7, but
No,
maybe somebody listening right now would. Maybe one of our listeners like I could film myself brushing my teeth every day. Let's try this. I
that
mean, maybe
sounds like a
somebody would.
nightmare.
She films herself working out. She films herself getting
No.
dressed. She films herself grading papers at school. She even films herself while she's talking to students, which I think is really dicey, and I'm surprised she does it.
Wow, but not the students.
She
Doesn't
never
feel
films the students' faces, but you can hear the students talking to her. And she taught high school math, then she got bumped down to fifth grade. Now she's back in high school. So it is weird. Some of her conversations with high schoolers are a lot more casual than you'd have with a fifth grader. So it's juicy, and I do watch her, and she's probably secretly influencing me, and I don't even know it. And I've like been a part of making her a millionaire.
so wait, I want to ask you a question. Is this making you want to be on TikTok more and like be more consistent with TikTok, Jess? Okay.
Yeah, I've done a lot of research, and that's what my Claude told me. I told Claude my
My
whole social
God.
media story
Yeah.
from the very beginning. I told Claude like about Instagram, Periscope, Blab. Like that's where me and Amanda met was Periscope, right?
Yeah.
I told Claude about everything. And Claude is like, there's one thing you need to do, Jess. You need to get on TikTok and just be yourself and talk every day on TikTok maybe like twice a day, just get on there and talk about anything because people like watching you. You're weird.
Oh my goodness, I love watching you. Like I think that's so true, Claude. You're right. But like and you're really you're convincing me because like I'm moving to Uruguay and who the hell does that? No
You
one.
filming everything there, you would become world
I
famous.
know. And well, I know there are some really big YouTubers. Well, they're getting big
You
of
could
people
be bigger.
who immigrated from the US to Uruguay, and I hope to be friends with them someday because there's not very many people who've done that. But yeah, there's this one lady, her name's Cassie, and she has a YouTube channel, and she's called Cassie the English Teacher, and I have a lot in common with her. She has no idea who I am, but she's helped me so much. She has so many YouTube videos about Uruguay and like how to move there. But yeah, I'm like, maybe I should get on TikTok and talk about immigrating. Because I do think there are a lot of people because of the US and the situation that we're in this current moment, like thinking about leaving this country and such. And anyways, this episode is more than 15 minutes, Jess.
Okay, let's end it now.
Okay, bye everyone.
Namaste.
Namaste.